How did Ed influence you?
Paul Spooner, Boston, Massachusetts.
Well, it's hard sometimes to think about what you learn from people until long after they're gone or you've known them for a long time and you have a moment of reflection or thought or something like that. And I'd like to answer it this way, if I could. I remember my father telling me something early on when I was a teenager or young in my 20s, and he had some questions about some people I was hanging out with. And he told me that one of the most important things in life was to understand who your friends were and who your acquaintances were. Because friends you can rely on. They're going to do whatever it takes to help you out because they're a friend. Acquaintance may not do that, may not even close to that. And when I was young, of course I said, "Oh, Dad, you're wrong, everyone's a friend." Well, my dad passed away a few years ago, and it really struck me about that time with his passing, how insightful that statement was. Because, all of us go through personal times, and on reflection, we learn that. I think how I relate that to what I got out of knowing Ed is that I've recently gone through some real difficulties with respiratory issues, and I may have to face being on more constricting respiratory devices. And I think back at how well Ed functioned in his life and got around and did all the things he did. And that in itself is a lesson. And I hate the way we sometimes characterize people with disabilities as being courageous or have the strength or things like that. But, I look at Ed and realize that almost any condition is able to be, for a better word, overcome by how tenacious you want to be or how strong you want to be about yourself and your beliefs and what you want to do in life. Ed knew, I believe, that he had a calling. Ed knew that he had vision. Ed knew that he could sit back and talk and people would not necessarily listen, but they'd get insight from him. And I think that no matter how disabling you are, you're able to do that.